Okay, so we've put that one to dry now, and now we're on to just doing a little bit of sewing. So in comes the mini sewing machine. Only mini. And I've got, because I stitched around the edge in navy blue, I'm going to keep it navy blue. And I've got tons, I say tons, I haven't quite got that much, but not far off, of scrap material, you name it, I've got it. Do I want any of that on? No. So I've chosen a little bit of fabric out of my scraps and out of my fat quarters and all of those things. So just a pretty vintage, there we go, thin piece of cotton with a nice cream background. And I've checked it against the background of that, and it kind of settles it down a little bit. Then I've got a tiny little bit of lace, tiny little bit of leftover. What was this leftover of? It looks it's not hessian, but linen, and a little bit of that's off the edge of the curtain actually that I cut. So I'm going to use those bits, maybe not that one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch one to the other to make it. I'm going to do it in navy blue, and I'm just going to stitch that to that. So close your ears. I'll put some put some ear defenders on because this is going to be quite noisy, and I don't want it perfect either. And this little machine only does one stitch, which is kind of okay because I don't fuss about stuff like that. I don't fuss with fancy stitching when I'm doing things like this for projects. There's my little foot pedal. In comes the foot pedal. So I'm not even doing it. That hasn't done it. Pause because the thread's come undone. I'm back in a moment, guys. If you've got a little machine like this, don't expect not to have a few glitches. It's just a cheaper little machine. What can I expect? But it's good enough for what I want. Okay, so back to it. Where's my handle thingy gone? Okay, ear defenders on. Great. Let's go for it. Is that straight? No, probably not. Let's get that needle on. Amen. See, it's broke again. Back in a minute because I hadn't threaded it up properly. So, ear defenders on, kids. Because there's no reverse on this, because I just tie off at the bottom. It's still not doing a great. Oh, see, I hadn't got that bit done properly. I'll get this right eventually. Let's see if we can just tighten that lot up, or maybe not. Oh, it's okay because it's going to get glued down anyway. So, skizzers. Where are my skizzers? Let's use those. Anyway, so that's part one. Just sew something together, and then I'm just going to stitch this over here. A little bit of considering it was only. I don't even think I paid. I think I paid 10 quid for it. I can't remember, but super ridiculously cheap. But it's all right. It does what I want it to do. It's no biggie. That it's not Scooby-Doo and super delicious and does all these fancy technological things, which I don't actually want it to do anyway. Okay, let's put you over there. Let's get you guys back in shot. Okay, so I might even see if I tie those two. I won't. I'm just going to put them all behind, and then because I'm gluing this to the. Am I gluing it? No, actually, I might not. Again, I don't know because I'm thinking as I go along. So I think I like the idea of. the idea of. I'm not sure actually. I've got some, and actually, in comes the pin scenario. So again, you can do whatever you like. I think I might have. I've ordered some new pins because obviously when you've got pin that's got that bit on the end, you can only thread beads onto here, and then you've got to get it shut and keep it shut. But you can't put beads on that side, which is such a shame, because then you don't see that when you put it in the pin area. You can't get beads on the top, but I like pins. So let's just put a pin in right to there. And I've got these lovely Craftmania Ultimate Bead Collection. I didn't even buy them actually. A friend decided that she didn't want all her beads, and I mean all her beads. And we're talking half a shopping bag full. So we're just going to marry up the colours on this and put a white one, a red one, that colour blue, and a beigey coloured one. Don't know whether we're going to get any more on that. And throw them on the floor while you're at it. Okay, so let me just close this because I'm dangerous around beads. Okay, so we've got them on there, but what I want to do is push that back through there. So at least I've got something to, and I probably might be able to get another one on there. Oh no. No, haven't. So, oh yeah, I might be able to get another one on there actually. No, I'll leave it at that. So you just got 3 little bits. Say, I mean, you know, you could stitch them on, but I do like ease. I like the ease. I might change my mind on that because you know what I'm like. Well, maybe you don't, but I do. Right, let's lock that up. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So, and that's all you kind of need. Just a little bit of sample, a little bit of, you don't even need it that big. You could have half of that if you wanted as a strip. But I kind of like the square was already square, so we'll have that. And I might even stitch it on. There might be a Scooby-Doo idea. Okay, so I'm off to get the, see if it's dry, and then I'll be back again. We're back. Not that you probably know I've gone anywhere because I'm going to link all these videos together. So what I'm going to do, this is now dry, so, well, dry-ish. It's dry enough for me to work with. Also, while I was away, I painted the inside with chalk paint. Which actually is probably just the same as some sort of gesso, okay? So, well, I'm using chalk paint because I like it. And before I do any more to the inside, I'm going to make sure all my embellishments are on the outside before I cover anything. So what I'm going to do now is stitch that. I'll just fold that in half a second. How do I want it? Do I want it square? I hate things that are just straight. Yeah, we want it like that, I think. So I'm just going to go off camera and stitch this on and come back to you. So I went around a couple of times actually because I really liked the effect that it gave me. Let's just bring it a little closer to me. So the inside now has that, but that's all going to get covered up, so do not worry about what goes on the inside of your journal cover. If you want to leave the sides on, then you can tie them off, or you backstitch them if you've got a little machine that backstitches. Mine doesn't. So I'll tie those off later. But I do actually like the stitch that in on itself. Oh, just get that. So there you have the little front. And now we're going to start preparing for doing the inside. So what you'll need to think about before you put anything on the inside, you might just want to paint it. Depends what you're going to use this for. Or you could put again another sheet of paper on the inside, or you could decoupage it on the inside. There's so many options. You could put card on the inside. This is starting to feel now more like fabric, almost like a fabric journal cover rather than a paper journal cover. And again, if you wanted to decorate up the outside, you could get some I call them kids like pinking shears, all the different shapes, and you could just shape across the top each one. You don't have to have a straight edge if you don't want one. So again, we're just going to prepare now anything that's going to go on the inside. So what I was saying was, sorry, lost myself there in the journal bit, confusion. If you're going to put a tie or a brad hole with a metal brad thing in it, then you're going to need to do that now, so that when you put your inside on, you cover up anything. If you're going to put ribbon in here, then you need to do it now, so that you can cover it up before you put your signature inside or your insert or whatever you're going to use this for. I just think these are so cute and versatile. So I'm going to come back and do the signature with you in another video, part 3, and also to do the inside. I might do that now actually. Yeah, I think I will, because I know what I'm going to do with my holes there. Back in a second. The camera on. Let me just get into my seat. So I'm going to got one of these things. Let me just take all the rivets off. And you punch hole with this bit. So I've done my holes. Here they are. And in each hole, I'm going to put one of these. I know they're called something. They're called rivets, are they, or pot rivet? Oh, I don't know what they're called anyway. But I have them here, and so as I don't lose them, I keep them attached to. So I'm going to put that on the outside, and then I'm going to put this. Hopefully, if I can remember how it works. On the top. No, I'm not. I'm going to put that under there. I can't remember how it works. Is it the top that goes to the bottom, or the bottom that goes to the top? Oh no, that way. There is actually. Oh, is that the picture? Oh. Do you know, I haven't used it for so long, I can't actually remember how to do it. Oh, there we go. And then you squidge as tight as you can. So then you get that on the inside. So you can see why you need to do all your stuff that's going to go on the inside, because then you won't see it, because you're going to cover it. I see I've just done that, and I can't remember how I've just done that. Okay, on the inside. Okay, so another one here. Or just all over the floor, whichever you prefer. Right. So as you can tell, we're in my makeshift craft room. Which way did we go? It's that way, isn't it? I do believe. Oh, don't do that. Now this is stuck. It's locked itself. Bear with me. There we go. Oh, I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this, and I'm sure somebody's shouting at me, why didn't you just do that? Well, because I can't hear you. And I need to put an arrow. There is an arrow on this, but you know, there you go. See, easy peasy. Okay, so that's both my holes in the right place for when you go to do it up. So I'm going to have, as you guessed, string coming out of either side. Let me just pop that down a little bit harder. No, that way. I guess if I did this every day for a living, I'd remember how to do it. Right, there we go. So that's my 2 rivets done. So, as I said, no internal done yet. That's next. What I've decided to do is I've decided to use Hessian as my interior for my book front cover. I went off to the cupboard to get the next box drawer out of all my papers, and then I saw this on the way past in my fabric drawer. I thought, oh, I think I'll use Hessian, and this is upcycled Hessian. I had an old couch that I didn't no longer want, and it was huge, and I couldn't get rid of it. It was really old, and when I say I couldn't get rid of it, I had no way of could got somebody, a man with a van or whatever, to come and get it, but you know what, I just didn't want it, so I needed to get rid of it, and I didn't want to spend 50 quid on getting rid of it, so I took it apart bit by bit. It took me 6 hours nearly, and when I say I took it apart, I simply mean I stripped all the fabric off of it, and this is what I'm using. This was the inside of the couch, well, part of it. So I got to keep loads and loads of lovely material from it, and then I wish I could have used the wood, but I couldn't because I'm, as I said to you before, apartment living at the moment. So I'm just pinning this on here so we get it fairly straight. I sawed each piece up by hand into tiny chunks of wood and put it in my bin, in the bin outside, community bin, and it was a massive job, but I did it. Thank you, blessed be to nobody. Right, was I waffling there for a second? Nothing new there then. Okay, so probably going to be a super long video again, but that's okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the edges off, because I do want, and I'm going to do 4. There's the good thing about Hessian is that you can actually, because the weave is so open, you can actually see where you're cutting. So at least you're going to get about 4. And what I want to do is the edges then is fray them back once I've stitched it on. So that's the plan anyway, people. I'm not sure it's going to work out, but you never know until you try. You see them on here, because I'm waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up. Because on the front I'm going to add a little bit of jute string and some of the Hessian to tie in with what we've done, but I've got to wait for the hot glue gun to heat up. So in the meantime, we're going to try and keep tidy as I go. So I'm going to sew again, and then I'm going to fray. What do we think? And that is a little bit loose, so I might have to sew down the middle to keep it in place. Probably could have. Oh, I ain't getting the iron out. See, it's how projects go, isn't it? Do you find that? And because I don't have a designated craft room, it's like I have to get one box out. Then I'm like, okay, now we've done that. We need to get another box out. And now I'm like, actually, I could have done with ironing it. No, I'm so not going to do that. And sometimes you can have that, and it will put you off from doing anything, because it sometimes puts me off. Let's hope that is going to stay put. It will stay put because I'm going to iron it. I mean, I'm going to. I just think that maybe not going to lie flat, which might bug me. Don't know though, because it has been washed and ironed once. I might stitch down the middle actually, just to, let me do the outside, and then we'll see where we go. Take on the last leg of the journey with me. It's gone round okay so far. Remember to take the pins out before. You put your ear defenders in. Oh, don't want to sew the hair in. Get rid of that. This is like my travelling little sewing machine. It's great. So I'm just going to go up that side again, just to finish this off. And turn it around somehow. Folded if we were recording then, how far we got. I hope I didn't miss any of that out, because I did press the record button. What I was saying is we've taken all of this off, and it doesn't matter if you're frayed too much, because you can't go past your stitch line, which is great. So let's just... actually, I think I might... add some of these inside. Do you remember that pin we put in earlier? Well, I can still, she says, hopefully. Oh, I know what I've got. Maybe a bit big. Crocheting hook. And then I'm just going to tie them, get all the rest out of the way. Onto here. And I'm just going to cut those off a little bit. And then I am going to glue gun some of these bits on. So hopefully, sorry, I'm talking to myself, but I'm kind of talking to you, but I forgot that you were there. No disrespect. So I just want to, again, offset this. Take a couple of those off each end. Is my glue gun ready? Do you know what? I love glue guns, but I hate them with a passion. So let's just see if we can... It's the love to hate, that whole Marmite thing, isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, not knit. Isn't it? Marmite. Either you love it or you hate it. And I've got a little bit of I'm just going to glue gun down there, I think. Who knows? You never know. It's the stringy bits that do me. Man, I tell you. But it's such good stuff. You kind of can't live without it, or you either get on with it and stop moaning like me, or don't use it. Simple as that, really. Ouch, that's my finger. You see now, shall I tell you what that needs now? See, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Well, I haven't said it yet, so you don't know what I'm saying. is that I think it, and then I haven't already said it. So as you go, you start to see what's next. You don't have to have any sort of plan. It just seems to, I'm going to say, wakes up itself, and it's like that just didn't look right, so it just needed a bow, and now it does look, in my head it looks right. Got half the glue gun attached to it. Okay, so, and here now I need a gem. So off we go to the cupboard again. If only you could see. I actually really like that. I've got several, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more to do, which is great. And I'm loving the back now. Super dupe. See this now, I might not have enough, but I might. We do need, see I've jumped again, I was going to the cupboard, wasn't I? No, I need to get a needle and a thread, because my next bit is to, let me just get a needle that's big enough but not in my face. I don't particularly want a darning needle. A needle to there's my little needle thread, because there's no way on pig's earth that I'm going to ever. It's not that I can't see, well, I can't, but it's my hand-to-eye coordination that's totally rubbish. And so making jobs like threading needles almost an impossibility. I'm not even thinking that's not going to go through there. This is why you need a bigger needle. So I'm going to have to go for the big daddies of needles, I think. Ouch. That one will work. That one will work. So, get yourself a. See, I can't even see. It's not. It's my hand-to-eye coordination, people. It's never been good. Get up against something dark and then you'll see it. She says, I still can't. Come on. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? And again, you don't, I'm just using my scraps up here. Oh, come on, please. Of this, so you don't have to, you could do yourself a have I thought about how I'm going to tie this? No, you so haven't. See, I haven't thought about how I'm going to tie it, so that's not going to work, is it? Because I should have done that on the inside. Oh, I know. I got it. I'm going to, maybe I could tie that on the outside, actually. Oh, yeah, look at that. That doesn't look too odd. So, again, if you haven't got a plan, trust me, one will come to you. You may not know what it is at the time. But all I've done is threaded that through there. Where's my needle before I lose it? Get another piece or two. Quite a thick piece. And we're going to see if I can thread it without the bodgy thing. No, it's not going to work. Right, and then we'll do this one, and then those two will tie together. I might do a longer piece actually. I don't know yet. this might be enough because I'm only going to put one signature in here. You could put as many as you like, and it's entirely up to you how you attach your signatures in here now. Or you don't have to do signatures, you could just put your junk journal in here and you could put an elastic band around it. But those will be my 2 ties. Oh yes, I like that. Perfect. I'm just off to get a gem to go in there. Whew. Remember my friend I said gave me all of the gems, all of the beads. We are talking tons. I mean, we're not literally tons, but I've got about 8 of these pots filled with gems and beads, and I sat for a whole weekend sorting them because they were just in. She just tipped the whole lot into, which is a bit of a nightmare, into a plastic bag. So I sat for a whole weekend sorting out, and I mean every single colour, every single bead into its right colour pot. Now that's what you call a crazy woman. So we have flower, hardback, and actually I might put another one in the middle of there. Oops, I've got stuck to stick. So I'm just going to put a good dob in there, stick that in there. I am sure I've got another bead that can go in the middle of that. She's thinking out loud. Diamante looks like it needs to go in the middle of that, maybe. I don't know. Well, maybe not. So there we have it. My one signature, or my no signature actually at the moment. So there you go. That's how I've done my inside. But your insides could be so different. You could... I mean, you could even patchwork quilt that if you wanted to, but it's being held in place. It's a little bit wrinkly, but once the signature's in, I actually do quite like it, but it's a little bit not quite perfect. There we go then. So that's the edges. That's the whole. Well, let's see if I can get some. Maybe. I was going to say get some stills, but I'm maybe not going to do that at the end. I think this recording is going to be super long, and hope you've enjoyed the journey and that you've created yours. So we have gone roughly. Let's have a quick recap. Oh, sorry. Right. So we started off with a piece of newspaper. We folded it in half, and it kind of looked a little bit like that by the time we finished. And now we look how amazing the transformation has been. Oops. That's great, isn't it? So from this to this. And I have to say so myself, I really do love it. I really do. Think it's so pretty. And I've never done one of these inside either, so that's even better. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed the journey with me. I hope you've managed to be able to craft along. And you can put any signature in here, like one signature of, let's just get up, one signature of anything. I mean, you could put cardboard in here, you can put elastic band with just plain paper in here, you can vintage paper in here, you can do whatever you want. The world's your oyster, as I said. But I'm very pleased with how that's come out, and the fact that I've got another 8 to do. 7, did I say 7? 6, 7? I'm really super duper duper. And I might actually I might do a full signature, and this might then go on my Etsy shop. So if you've not been down there or over there, go and have a look. The link is in the description box below. And the sun's coming out now. And so I really, really hope that you've got some inspiration from this, and we'll see you again in the next video. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching, by the way, and subscribing and liking me, because as you know, YouTube, it all helps, and I'm just trying to grow my channel really, and as it's a fairly new channel, it needs your help. because without you, I'm still going to do it. Whether you watch it, whether I get subscribers or not, is irrelevant to me, because it's not. I love to make friends and I love to inspire people. However, if that doesn't happen, then that doesn't happen. I'm still going to do my YouTube videos and put them up there so that other people can. If you decide to subscribe, then great. If you don't, then great. Have an awesome journey, whichever way you decide. So until the next time, I love you. Bye.